A Louisville man is accused of shooting a gun inside a local CVS.
As WDRB Stefan Johnson explains, the suspect has a violent history. And Stefan, some people out there believe he should not have been on the streets.
The suspect is Damien Pulce. Right now he's being held on a mental inquest warrant and will eventually be brought behind me here to Metro Corrections. But one of his alleged victims believes he'll be back out here on the streets soon.
I did my jog and came back to my place, and I was, walking, cooling down for my run, and I saw him across the street.
In April of 2022, this woman had just finished a run and came face to face with Damien Pulce.
But I knew something wasn't right.
She goes by V and doesn't want to show her identity, but does want to share her story.
I mean, it couldn't have been more than a couple seconds. I lost sight of him, and I heard him running up behind me.
In broad daylight in front of her home on Douglas Boulevard in the Highlands, she says Pulce violently attacked her.
He started to just kick and kick and kick me about my, my torso, my ribs area, and I was hollering to stop and hollering help, and I started to kick back and fight back as best I could from the ground.
Pulce was eventually arrested and charged with attacking 2 women that day.
I spoke with the detective and, asked him what was going to happen, and he said, well, he'll go before the judge.
But despite the attacks and Pulce's lengthy criminal history, the case never saw the inside of a courtroom.
Looking back at his history, it appears that there have been multiple decisions by judges that he was not competent to stand trial.
Louisville attorney Brian Butler is a former prosecutor.
In order to stand trial, you have to be competent to stand trial.
Butler explains why Pulce continues to be released.
And then once the person's not competent to stand trial, you can't hold them forever.
According to this police citation obtained by WDRB News, on Monday, Pulce was arrested after he pulled a gun and fired 1 round into the floor inside the CVS on Bardstown Road in the Highlands.
I was really shocked. I mean, I had a kind of a visceral feeling in my gut that this guy's out there again.
V says she contacted Victim Information and Notification Every Day, or VINE, to find out why there was no warning.
The woman I spoke to said that they have record of sending me a text last year in July that he was transferred to a different facility, and that's all. And I said I never got that text.
Once Pulce is released from the hospital again, he'll be brought here to Metro Corrections and held on a $15,000 bond, Scott.
All right, we'll follow the progress in that case. Thanks, Stefan.